Hello, everyone. It's Luphisra here. Today I'll be playing more of the Dark Eye Chain to Satinav. Hold on while I wake up my controller again. Yeah. I finally got it to work, man. Honestly. It was like so tough to get it to work. Because like yesterday, I wanted to stream, but just before I started streaming, I realized like no matter what I did, the game just wouldn't connect. It doesn't connect to my capture card for no matter what reason. I don't know why. It just doesn't want to connect. And then I spent 3 hours trying to fix it. So by the time I managed to fix it, it was like way past like my streaming time. So new clothes? Yeah. I mean, this is kind of a fantasy game. I know it's more like Western European style. But my outfit is more like Chinese. Technically, it's inspired by where wind's meet. It's like the typical Chinese wuxia outfit. And yeah, I mean, Genshin is made by a Chinese studio, so there is that element there. Again, I said this model is great. The people who came out with the model keep coming up with new outfits for it. It's fascinating. Okay, so let's return to game. Okay, this game, well, not as good as the Night of the Rabbit, I would say. It's not terrible. You can see the detailed elements there. I just gotta figure out a little bit of the puzzle. Oh, so hello, Herma. Okay, I need to make friends, is what she said. How do I check my inventory again? How do I check my inventory? Where is the inventory? No, this is not the inventory. This is, okay. Which one is the inventory? This is not the inventory.
This will yield nothing.
Which one is the button for inventory? I forgot.
Do you command magic?
No.
Neither do I.
Thanks for the follow, whoever you are. I don't remember which button is inventory. Okay, I can swap using that. A is for look at.
Do you command magic? Neither do.
Hello, Reno Yoru. It's good to see you. It's been a while since I played this game that I don't remember the controls of anything. I took a capture of Oscar's yeah. What button is it for my inventory?
I've played in many years.
I don't remember. Ah, shit. Is there an options menu to check the settings? Give me a second. Open diary, circle hotspot. Inventory is the down button. Okay, inventory is the down button. Right. Down. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. It's been a while since I played this game. I am so sorry. Oh, yeah. I got blank. What's blank? This is acorn. Just why it says acorn. Do I use acorn?
She might have enough of those, living in an oak tree forest and all.
How do I summon a fairy? Do you want money?
Waste of money.
Do you want money?
Fairies don't care for money.
Fairies don't care for money. Oh, do I grab the snail? That's a friend. What else?
No, please stay. I seldom have visitors.
All right.
I want to see if I can find anything off screen or in other places. So, what? 1 snail and that's enough? What do I do? Oh, so hello, Salud Lux. Can I just... Oh, no, Lux. I'm sorry. Salad... How do you pronounce your name? I'm so sorry. I'm bad at names. Call you Sal. Okay, hello, Sal. Hello, Sal. I'm assuming you two are friends since you know each other and all. Do I just play the flute now? Come on.
The snail didn't like it. You'll have to play slower.
Oh, slower.
The snail didn't like it. You'll have to play slower.
How do I play slower? How do I play slower? He just plays in one speed. It's not I can make him play slower. I don't have anything else that could help. Found a stream, liked it, and shared. Ah! Well, I'm glad you guys like it. Come and watch me struggle. Honestly, I don't know what it is about my luck. First, if you have been here watching for a bit, you would know I don't like LucasArts style convoluted puzzles. You know, it's not my thing. I'm a story person. I'm not good at puzzles. And my luck has been that I come across so many games with convoluted puzzles. It's fucking insane. I don't know, man. My luck. It's a good thing I bought all these games usually on sale, so I'm not too upset. First time seeing this game, I bought it because it's like made by Detail Entertainment. If you guys don't know what Detail Entertainment is, they make some of the best point and click games. This one I don't think is the best one though. Hello, Ghostly Ozzy. Good to see you. It's been a while. Yeah, so like one of my favorite games from Daydell Entertainment is The Night of the Rabbit. If you like point and clicks, you've never played that one, go play that one. I do have the VODs for it. If you want to watch my playthrough on my YouTube channel of the same name, it's Luphisra, if you're interested. And another one I played from Daydell Entertainment is The Whispered World. That one is also pretty good. Never played the sequel though, because technically they do have a sequel for The Whispered World, but I'm not a huge fan of it because it's not the same game. I do kind of own it actually. I don't see it as the same game because it's like completely different. But the Whispered World one is pretty good. That one's also pretty good. Like those two are kind of really nice, and the storyline, everything is great. This one though, I feel it's not the best in the Daydell Entertainment series. You know, like they release so many games, but this one's a bit, I don't know how to feel about it. It's a bit off. It's not terrible. I can see where they're going because it's Daydell Entertainment, but the premise of it's a bit weird. You know, unlike say The Night of the Rabbit, where it eases you into the storyline a bit like smoother, you know, so you kind of know what's going on, you know, because the game kind of tells you, like, because you know there's the rabbit who kind of explaining things to you. This one is just feels like it throws you into the story, but you don't know the backstory of the characters too much. All I know about this character, I'll show you. This guy is that he catches birds, and he is a stepfather, you know, and apparently he's seen as bad luck because it's a seer who says that, you know, he would bring doom to the kingdom or whatever. And there have been crows. And now my task is to catch the crows, but then my stepfather wants me to go catch fairies, so that's why I'm here. And yeah, and we start off like last stream, I was doing the oak leaf challenge. They didn't really explain what the oak leaf challenge is in the game. You just had to do it. No, so I feel like it's kind of building up the story a bit, you know, but it's a bit weird. I don't know how to feel about it, honestly. Only game of that kind I ever played was the Deponia series. Ah, yes. I played the first Deponia game. I will say, though, Deponia is an acquired taste. I couldn't play it on my own because it annoyed me. Rufus, at least, annoyed me. I'm not a huge fan of his humor. I did finish playing it when my sister played it with me. So I did get through the first one. You know, I could play it possibly with you guys. He don't annoys anyone. Yeah, Rufus is not the best main character, you know? It's not terrible, though. You know, I feel like another reason why I don't like Deponia as much is because I'm not into steampunk as much, and the entire, like, Deponia series pretty much is set in that kind of steampunk-ish, like, world, I guess. I'm more of the fantasy, you know, or murder mystery kind of person, you know. That's why I like The Night of the Rabbit so much. You know, it's because there is that fantasy element. This one definitely is gonna have magic in it, but I don't know how to feel. I feel like one reason I did mention, because of this game, in the previous stream, I mentioned that this game, The Dark Eye, apparently The Dark Eye is a kind of tabletop RPG in Europe. Apparently it's really popular. Like, Daedalic Entertainment make 2 games from the Dark Eye series. This one and the continuation, the sequel, which is Memoria. Another company have released also a Dark Eye game, but that one is actual RPG where you fight and stuff. So it's I think something that's popular in Europe, maybe in German, where the Daedalic Entertainment is at. You know, because correct me if I'm wrong, but from my memory, Daedalic Entertainment is a German game company. So it might be popular over there, but it's not something I've heard of. So maybe people who are more familiar with the Dark Eye tabletop RPG might not be as lost as I am when I am playing this game. But this game kind of like, just, I don't know how to feel about it. Don't know anything about Europe, just I don't like Germany. I mean, there are parts of Germany I don't like if you look at history for sure, but I've never been there. I probably will never go there. I have a thing with flying. I don't like flying. Like, which is weird. I love traveling. I love going on vacations, but I don't like flying. I have terrible motion sickness, if you guys don't know. Also, I don't know what art world is. Let me look it up. And I know I'm just trying to prolong playing this game by chatting. Let me look up art world. What's art world? Yeah, I've never heard of that one before. That is... yeah, I don't know what that game is. That's odd. But it's in the name, right? Odd World, so not be surprised it's odd. I had to be there because of my grandma. Normally I live in Japan. Oh, yeah, you know what? I should have guessed from your name that you're Japanese, but I'm so sorry. Or at least you live there. Are you Japanese mixed? Is that it? Only German game company I know is the one that made X4. Notoriously convoluted UI. Never heard of it. Only German company I know is Daedalic, so yeah. Game's very odd. It has soda that makes it depend on. So it's a game where you're addicted to soda? Huh? Is that a metaphor for drugs? I don't think that's kind of. You know what? I'm not gonna go there. Mixed. Grandma moved to Germany a few years ago. Ooh. I imagine it's tough, like you are so far apart from the other family members, I guess. But hey, you can take it as a vacation, right? Treat it as a vacation in German. I know the food might be a bit like not to your liking, maybe, but yeah. Don't drink the soda, you die. You need it because the guy in it doesn't like people who make the soda. Yeah, it feels like a metaphor for drugs, you know? Like, you need it, but you don't like the people who deals it. But they can't make it completely about drugs, so they make it about soda. The soda. It's yeah, that's not. Also, one thing, if you guys have watched me a while, you would know that I would refer to walkthroughs when I play a game because I hate getting stuck. So, I'm gonna look up what to do. Oh man, I'm bad at puzzles. What is it with the games I've played so far that I have such bad like puzzles? It's off. Honestly though, I don't know, it might not be it, but that odd world concept feels like something like a Japanese company would come up with. No offense, right now, I mean, but if you have watched me for a while, I don't know how long you have been watching me, but Japanese games are unique. I feel like you either love them or you hate them. They're either amazing or they're just weird. Because I played a game before, and it's one of the most hated games of me. Master Detective Archives. I went into that game thinking you're playing as a supernatural agent. You know, that you're an agent with superpowers solving a mystery. And the first 2 hours of that game, it does feel like it. You're solving a mystery, you know, with powers, and then you meet other people with powers, and then it went into weird territory. Yeah. Also, a first-person game, it makes no sense. It makes me feel of certain animated cartoon where people use different races of slug as ammo, but instead, like these ball-like critters. Portuguese, and the only games I can name are from Markiplier's editor. Yeah. Probably all games I don't really know of, though, because if just quick fact about me, I have terrible motion sickness. Like, I've never met a single person that had worse motion sickness than me. So there are a lot of games I can't play, even for point and click, which suck. Japanese game either good, bad, nothing in the middle. It's like I feel bad every time I say it on my channel. When I'm describing like the games, like when I was describing like Master Detective Archives, I was like, it's a Japanese game. And when you say that, and you not in a good way, people automatically know what it means. I feel awful when I say that, you know? But that's how it is. It's like weird. Like, for example, if you're talking about it like Japanese game in a good way, I would mention something like, say, Final Fantasy. Because it's Japanese made, it's great. And then there's like, say, some of the Capcom games. Also a Japanese company, they make some fantastic games, right? For example, one of my favorite Japanese game on top of my head I can think of is Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. It's also bizarre, right? There's the Japanese element there, but it's great. It's the one game where I've watched so many people play that one and stream that one, and I know the story. I'm spoiled of everything, plot twist and all, and I still played it because I love that game so much. Just by watching people play that, I'm like, this is great, you know? And okay, Final Fantasy, I only ever played Final Fantasy 13. I didn't finish it because the boss fight was too tough. But that one was all right. I like the storyline. That one it's not terrible. I mean, you know, and those are the good games. But then when you talk about bad Japanese games, I can't think of another way to review the game. Because I do a mini review at the end. And I started doing this, like, tier list ranking for all the games I played. I did that for 2024 and 2025 on my anniversary or something. Is it my birthday? I don't remember. But, like, my chat, which I call Peanut Gallery, they recommended, hey, you should do the tier list thing. I did. And the only way I could describe Master Detective Archives is that it's a Japanese game. I don't know how else to say it. It's a Japanese game. It's like that's the only thing I could say because it's just so weird. And I tried to like it, but I really don't know. Yeah, you have to go see it first. And the game is really positive reviewed. It's like really positive on Steam, and I'm like, I was lied to. But I'm like, I blame it on myself. I didn't research into it. I didn't know it's like a Japanese game. I thought it was like really mystery and stuff. I was wrong. Hello, Herman. Welcome to the stream. Didn't know I could pick default chat colors? Yeah, that is something you can do. Fun to watch, gotta go. Yeah, thank you for popping in. You can watch the VODs later, as you know. My VODs will always be up, whether on Twitch for a couple months, or I'll also upload onto YouTube. So take care, Reno. It's good that you're dropped by. Thanks for the follow. I'll see you again soon, hopefully. I'll probably stream again tomorrow at the same time, if you can catch me. Very creative mechanic. Yeah, Master Detective Archives. If you like it, you'll like it. If you don't like it, you would hate it. It's very acquired, I would say. Okay, hold on. I'm so sorry. I've been talking. Been here for a while. Yeah, I probably missed your first message, actually. Okay, wait. How do I catch a ferry?
Such a beautiful snail shell. I'm not going to destroy it.
Fine, take it. Why can't I listen to a pile of leaves?
What's hidden in the foliage there? Guess I'll have to dig in the foliage then. Ow! No fairy, just a hedgehog.
Just a hedgehog. Okay.
Help yourself. I have plenty of those.
Oh, are we talking to a tree? I thought it was a fairy I was talking to, or some nature spirit. Apparently I'm talking to a tree. Is that why there was no character? Because I was wondering, previously, like, why is there no one that I could see? Like, even if it's like a blob of light or something, of who I'm talking to. It's the tree. That voice belongs to the tree. Why can the tree talk? I mean, clearly there's some kind of magic in this universe, but is it like everyone can talk to trees, or is that just me? Which, does anyone of you remember what this guy's name is? Because I do not remember. Oh, brother. He's so not memorable to me that I don't remember him. What's his name? What is his name? Wait. Does it say in the watch? Geron. Sorry. The walkthrough says his name is Geron. So not memorable. Catching fairy, of course. You know what? You're right. Oh my god, my brain. I'm catching a fairy. Yeah. Okay. What in the hell happened? You see, this is what I said about this game being off. Okay, something about... Give me a sec while I fix him. There's a problem with the connection. It's a temperamental. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix it. I spent 3 hours fixing that. So dumb. Okay, I'm sorry. Wake up, damn it.
No.
Neither do I.
Okay, sorry about that. The connection is like temperamental. I didn't even change anything in my setup. Might be a charger thing. I need to look into that. Okay. Flute. Chestnuts. Did I not get a twig? I thought I got a twig. Did I just get chestnuts? Is he a connector from Switch? I don't know. It might be the Switch charger that is an issue, I think. No? Because I don't know. Because the Switch, if you have a Switch, like the charger is like two, it's like two, it's like the 2-socket charger. I use this like plug where it makes it easy to just remove it and stuff, because I don't have enough like spaces in my, what do you call it, multi-plug? Yeah, multi-plug. So I have to remove like the charger whenever I want to dry my hair, use my hairdryer. And it doesn't connect very well, being that it's a 2-pin plug. So it tends to disconnect sometimes. Like sometimes, I know this is not good, but you can hear the electricity, the buzzing there. It's yeah. So I have to, if I move or I tap the table or something, I feel like it just disconnects. Most of the days though, it's fine. It's just now it's acting up. Because like when I was playing like 90 or previously, because I've streamed Switch games before, there were no issues then. So I think it's just acting up now. It might be the plug issue, or it could be. I don't have another plug though. I might need to look into that. You sneeze, it's connected. Or maybe, or like, I move, my chair and then it bumps into something, like the table, and then it disconnects or something like that. I need to be careful. Although yesterday, I spent 3 hours trying to fiddle with it. I unplugged it, replug it, I did everything. And you know what worked in the end? I restarted my computer. Because I've tried everything at that point. And it's been 3 hours. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna restart my computer. Because sometimes that works, right? PC and this weird shit. And my capture card is connected to my computer. So I was like, I'll try it. Why not? I mean, who knows? And then it worked. I restarted my computer and immediately said, voila! Technology is stupid. Okay, wait. Can I use something to... Wait, sorry, I haven't selected yet. Can I...
The hedgehog scurried away.
Oh, okay. Can I use the cage? Wait, sorry. No.
Very well. Perhaps Gwynling will settle for a hedgehog in case I can't catch the fairy.
Hopefully.
Ow!
Serves you right, spiky guy. You shouldn't always sting our guests. No wonder no one ever comes to visit us.
Can I actually...
Ow!
Stop laughing! How do I pick it up now that I have it? You want chestnuts? I can give you nuts if you want to eat nuts. Here you go.
Those.
He's eating the snail. Do hedgehogs eat snails in real life? I don't know much about hedgehogs. Is that how it works? How do I pick it up then? I've got the hedgehog spike, but do I play the flute now? Does that work?
You scare him.
I scare him? Why? It's music. Well, I did trap him in the cage. I'm sorry. Apparently, I'm supposed to...
Lure the fairy out of her hollow playing the flute. Great idea, Gwynling. All right. This one goes here. That one there. This one over there. Chestnut mannequin.
Then do I put it, like, where do I put it? In the tree hollow?
Hello? Well, now, a chestnut king.
A king? Really?
Yeah, he rules the realm of the chestnuts and he's my friend.
I'm deeply honored, your tiny majesty.
Geron here is my dearest friend of the forest, my lady fairy.
He...
Both of you may enter.
Finally.
That works? How the fuck?
What a strange place. Dolls made of bulbs with hats made of leaves. But where is the...
Hello. I am Nuri Dari Nelavunda, and this is Miss Greenbat,
Nui Dolly what now?
the Turnip Ghost, and Plapperap. To make it simple, you...
She is the girl on the cover, so...
Why are you looking at me like that? Are you... in love?
Now that's unfortunate. I thought you were a fairy. All this nonsense completely in vain.
Of course I am a fairy. What else could I be?
You're a human, just like I am. You're much too tall for a blossom fairy and a man-sized fairy.
We'll turn you into a radish at once if you don't keep quiet.
Oh no, the dolls, no, please. Please don't do it. I'm just a simple bird catcher. How was I supposed to know?
I'm just fooling around. I can't turn anyone into a radish. In fact, I can't turn anyone into anything anymore.
But you are a fairy?
Yes, why?
Would you like to come with me?
Why? Do you want to show me your world, which must be full of humans?
Yes.
With roofs made from wooden shingles?
Exactly. I can show you those.
Oh, that's marvelous. But no, I can't leave here. I must stay near the fairy gate.
I don't know how to feel about this game, honestly. So, good night, Ghostly Ozzy. Have a good night's sleep. You know, hopefully we'll see you again soon. You can watch the VODs later. You know, have good, sweet dreams. And a good night. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
Is this the fairy gate? Does it lead to your world?
Not anymore. It's been sealed.
Did you come from the fairyland?
Yes. And hopefully I'll never go back there.
Why can't you just come with me?
If I leave here, I get sick. The only thing that keeps me alive in this world is the magic of the fairy gate.
How's that?
It is my well. Without its water, my soul dries up. Like a plant.
Couldn't you just take a part of the magic with you?
How could I do that?
Let me think about it. Why don't you want to go back to your home?
That's just the way it is.
Well, all right. To each their own secrets. I'll be back in a minute.
I don't know about this game. The story feels weird. How do I put this? Like, it feels forced. I know I'm very early on in the game, and probably someone's gonna be like, "Don't judge that quickly," but I don't know, man. It's weird. It's kind of, yeah, like kind of vague. Like, one moment you have this dude that's supposedly cursed, supposedly supposed to bring about the doom of the kingdom, right? He's Battler incarnate or something, you know, and then there's crows and sort of stuff happening to sort of signify there is something going on. And then of course we win the oak leaf challenge, and it sort of like kind of builds to the aspect where something's happening even though the main character himself doesn't believe it. But then suddenly it's about fairies, like this random lady, because yeah, like fairy, I was expecting something to be like Tinkerbell size, you know, with wings and stuff. But she's a lady. Is it that fairies in this game is just from another world? So they're humans in another world? So, like, it's normal? It's like they are normal people back where she's from, and humans are the weird ones? And then what's with the radish people? Are they actually like, sprites? Are they alive, or what? He just carve them out from radish and make them look like little beings with legs and hands and face? Like other people, like elf and dwarf? Yeah, I mean, sorry, I'm coughing a bit. Give me a sec. Like, why do you call this lady a fairy if they look so human? Wouldn't it be better if you called an elf or something? Because elves are supposed to look like humans. The only difference is usually like the ears, but you can explain that away even. Why do you name it fairy and not be like a fairy that we're familiar with like wings and stuff and sprinkle like glitter? Translation, oh, yeah, that might be it. That might be it. I feel like if that's the case though, then the translation's a bit off. I feel like rather than calling them fairies, they could be calling nymphs, elves, you know? Maybe they have a specific name in their native language. I feel like sometimes though, they could just use the name from that language. They don't have to translate everything into English, you know? Because that way it would make more sense, honestly. At least in my point of view, because I've seen in games where they don't translate the beings of the race, like they don't change the name. They keep it as it is. For example, some of the Chinese, like the Chinese games that I play, like RPGs and stuff, they have English versions when they release like globally. But usually they don't like translate the names into English. They just keep it as what the name is. They only write it in like English, but exactly how it's pronounced. And it works because the game still explains to you just what it means, what the race is and what they're capable of and stuff. But it kind of makes sense. You don't have to translate everything, you know? Localization makes it easier to understand. But I feel like this is just a personal opinion, of course. I understand why they would try to pick an English word like closest to what they intended, but personally, just personally, I would feel like in cases like this, when you're basing the game off like say some kind of like mythology or fantasy folklore from a specific country, you don't need to translate the name or pick an English word for it. I feel like it keeps more of the magic if you just use the original name than, you know. Fairy means people with magic ability, understand immediately. But I don't know if it's because I grew up like watching fairies like with wings. I expect to see wings and sparkle and, you know, like even if they're human size, I feel like they should be able to fly around and not look so human. Because when you say fairy and then you have a talking tree, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a fairy, like a nature spirit, right? Because your tree can talk, right? And I was expecting some kind of magic that you can see, you know, some kind of like magical appearance or you know, like energy, something. But there's nothing. She just looks human. Need to add context. Yeah, they need to add context. Like you need to have her explain more about her world and what it is. But here's the thing is, like, we meet her. She says she can't leave. But that's kind of it. I grew up playing the tabletop RPG Changeling, The Lost. So anytime someone brings up fairy, I'm looking for closest iron poker or bag of rice I could find. Why? Why? Do you need that to summon the fairies or keep them away or something? Let me try if I can ask her about her world.
Have you seen my waterfall yet? It keeps flowing downwards, even at night.
That's how gravity works, lady. Don't tell me the waterfall flows upwards in your country or your world. Yeah, see, like me, look at that. We meet her, right? We met her for the first time. We were like, oh, wait, are you a fairy? And she's like, oh yeah, I'm a fairy. And then that's it. Geron doesn't ask her about, hey, what's it like in your world? You don't ask anything else. They don't go into detail about what the fairies are. Why do you look so human? Where's the magic? What your world like? Like, we could have a conversation with her. They even have the option of home and stuff, but why can't we ask more? There's nothing we can ask more. It's just, oh yeah, okay, wait, I will find a way to allow you to leave this place. And that's it. Huh? Why would you not ask now? And some people might be like, yeah, you could have the explanation later, but like, why would you do it later? I mean, that's some questions that you ask when you meet the person. Why would you want to ask later? I don't know. Give them away. Premise of changelings that when you kidnap a fae, you're basically torture a plate with for shits and giggles. Manage to escape and make it back to your normal world, but the fae don't like their playthings running away, so they have to get you back. Oh, so then you need the bag of rice and the poker and stuff to keep them away. Okay. Yeah, changelings, I have heard of the myths of them before. They're definitely not friendly at all. Which, technically speaking, if you believe in fairies in the real world, which some people do believe they exist, and personally, I'm not going to say they don't exist because the world is huge. I can't see everything, and yeah. Technically, fairies in real life, they are not nice people too, so to speak. I mean, nice in terms of human rules, they're not nice. Fairy world obviously works differently. I'm saying that just in case any fairies listen to me right now. I'm just saying, yeah, no offense. Just, I'm human after all. But yeah, apparently there are people who like, who could like give offerings to fairies and stuff, and somehow they help out, but they're very particular apparently. They're not evil, but they're definitely not nice. They can be quite mean apparently, and when you offend them, and apparently I look up a lot of crazy shit, okay? Yeah, so it's just something I've heard people say. The ones who believe, you know. Reminds me of that scene in Peter Pan. I mean, I do believe, but I feel like what our image of them and what they might be in real life, like, is different. For example, mermaids. Like, when you think of mermaids, and I'm saying this because my favorite, like, Disney princess is Ariel. Little Mermaid, forever my favorite. I know I'm Chinese, I'm supposed to love Mulan the most, but okay. Sue me, alright? I love Ariel the most, okay? And our image of mermaids are like the Little Mermaid. Ariel, nice, friendly, beautiful. But personally, I feel like mermaids may not be that nice in real life. Like, I know some people might not believe it, but have you seen some of those skeleton beings that you know, and stuff? I personally believe, because as you know, we barely scratched the surface of the sea. There's a huge part of the sea, like 90% of the sea that we haven't explored yet. I believe mermaids do exist, and they're terrifying in real life. I'm just saying. Because have you seen an anglerfish before? They live in the deep ocean, but they're not so deep that you can't see it. They're still like at the, it's deep, but at the level where humans could still go and see it. And anglerfish, look at that anglerfish. You look it up and tell me that's not a monster. So I believe mermaids live, like they are in the ocean, but really deep in the ocean, and they're monsters. I'm just saying. Hello, cheese and cheese. How are you? I'm fine. I managed to finally get this game to show up, and I'm pretty much ranting a lot about random stuff rather than playing the game. I mean, it's this. I don't know. It's just this game's story is weird, and then it just started a tangent of me talking about fairies and mermaids. How are you doing? I'm trying to do that so that I could sort of like prolong game time for this. I'm trying to get my feel about it, because maybe if I talk more, then maybe I would start like liking this game more. I mean, it's Daedalic Entertainment, man. I don't know. I was expecting the Night of the Rabbit level of great game, but of course they also make the pony. I'm not a fan of that, so I mean, kind of normal if I don't like the game. I don't have to like every game, I guess. Longer it goes without hooking me, the worse it gets. Oh, don't remind me. Because I don't want to keep quitting games, but the difference is, and I don't want to compare, but it's from the same company, so it's the best I could do. When the Night of the Rabbit hooks you in immediately, and yes, it has a slow start. You don't go into the game immediately and having action and shit happen. No, there's a slow start, but it draws you in. The premise, right? You being a normal boy, you meet this magician. He drags you into the magic world, which is pretty much like a parallel universe to our, like the world, or the boy's like actual world, but like tinier. And then you sort of slowly explore, you gain abilities, and then you realize there's a danger, and yeah, like it hooks you in, you know, even if there's a slow start. You're sort of like, oh yeah, I'm very interested in the world and the story, and then you meet the characters who talk, and then you know, and the more you do that, the more you get to learn about the world. And you do it pretty quickly, and all the characters in the Night of the Rabbit are pretty great. Even the ones who are annoying and mean, they're made really well in such a way that it's like pretty good. Like, I like it, you know. But this game, I don't know. It's like, I feel like it has potential, but that's kind of where it ends, because like every time I feel like, okay, the story's picking up, right? For example, I ended off like last stream, I played about like an hour of it or so, like not super long, but I'm like, you know what, the story's picking up. You know, there's the danger of the crows. We met the king, and obviously crows are a bad omen in the game. So we're like, okay, you know what, we're bird catchers, we can catch the crows. We can, you know, but you know, there's something going on, and then there's a whole talk about him bringing doom to kingdom, and you're like, you know what? I feel like, okay, maybe the story's getting better, right? You know, it's going to be more exciting. And I left off thinking, yeah, we were doing something, right? But then we're now catching fairies, and then we were like, okay, it's gonna be fairies magic, right? And then Tinkerbell stuff. Okay, that's on my part. I thought it was like Tinkerbell kind of fairy, you know, at least with wings and stuff. Or, you know, maybe something about fairies, because like I was thinking in my head, like, oh, the fairies would know what's going on, right? With the crows, right? And they're gonna help us stop the whatever that's going to happen. There might be an evil or something, because obviously crows are meant to be a bad omen. We're supposed to bring doom, so I was thinking maybe the fairies would know something about it. We could fight our destiny or whatever. That's what I was thinking. And then we met the fairy.
Do you command magic?
It's this lady.
No.
Which, now that I hear it, she is the voice of the tree. So she is the one talking to us. She could have just opened a gate, but she wanted to just, oh, we are friends, have to bring stuff. And then this is the fairy. She just looks human. There's no magic, there's no nothing. And then, okay, I don't mind the fairies being different from what I view in my head, but then we want to talk to her, right? Which, I mean, our stepfather mentioned her. or other the fairies in general, like catch a fairy, bring a fairy back. And obviously all of us were thinking that it's related to whatever's going on with the crows and shit. But then she doesn't know anything. We can't ask her about her world, about fairies, about what's going on. Like, I mean, why? Like, where's the story? It's like it's like even with like Geron, you're thrown into this story not knowing much about the kingdom itself. You immediately start off doing the oak leaf challenge, not knowing what the oak leaf challenge is. They tell you, oh, you win the oak leaf challenge, there's a prize. What's the prize? Nothing. You meet the king, somehow it's an honor, that's it. But why was he in the oak leaf challenge to begin with? Like, apart from the fact that he says he wants to prove himself, but then what? What's his story? How did he get to be with the stepfather? Why did he join the oak leaf challenge? Why did he not go to school? Because he mentioned he was supposed to go and study magic or something. He ended up not going there. What happened there? And apart from the whole prophecy thing, what is it that makes everyone hate him so much? With the exception of the one lady who has a crush on him, obviously. And then, what's the story with the whole kingdom? Because obviously the king is not superstitious. We met the king. The king's like, I don't believe in that shit. Okay? You being a bad omen? Crows? Fuck that. Okay? So, the king is not superstitious. And I know obviously the king is from he lives in the capital and stuff. This is a small town. At least that's what it is in my head. But then the game is also like telling me the king lives in the castle. The castle is like right there in the town. So the king is not superstitious, but somehow everyone under him, even the direct staff working under him, the advisors and all that, are superstitious. Why? And what did he do? With the exception of the seer, foretelling that he's going to bring doom and destruction. Like, what did he do that make everyone believe that he's going to be that person, that it's going to happen? Because the seer, and in the beginning, I thought the seer was like, somehow he died in an accident or something, you know, or he really is just, he knows everything, he can foretell the future and blah, blah, blah. But then it turns out the seer is not like someone who just like tells the future, who's not someone like the kingdom or the king trust, and that something just happens to him, like dark forces take his life. No, he was prosecuted because apparently the seer was evil. He was kidnapping kids, he was doing evil stuff. But then why is a person who did all this crazy evil stuff and people know that he's crazy, but yet somehow the same people who thinks that he's crazy and prosecuted him and burned him at the stake also believe like his last words of, oh, this one guy is gonna bring doom. Like, what did he do? So he's a villain, but somehow everyone also believes the villain. But yet you also have the king who knows what happens in the past with the seer and everything, but yet he doesn't believe it. Like this, I don't know what the game wants me to believe, right? It's like I don't know. It's a bit off. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this game. I know, like you said, I went on a rant a little bit, but yeah, as you said, the longer it goes without hooking me in, the worse it might get.
Can I borrow one of these ribbons?
Not those. I wanted to use them to... No. I can't remember what I wanted with them.
Looks like it's dropping after.
I'll give them to you as a present.
or just yeah, I feel like I may not rank it as F tier because I feel like there might be people who can look past that. But as y'all know, I'm very story oriented. I've played so many point and clicks that it's hard for me not to be strict with the games I play, because I just played so many and I paid for this. Even if it's on sale, I paid for it. And you all know Nintendo rarely goes on sale, and when it does, it doesn't go for like a steep sale like it does on Steam. So I did still pay quite a bit of money for it, you know. And it's like, I mean, because I've seen what Daedalic Entertainment can put out. And like I said, I don't like Deponia because I don't like Rufus and his level of humor. It's not my thing, but still I finished that game. It wasn't terrible, you know. I played it with my sister and managed to get through it. I just couldn't play it on my own, obviously, but still, I can see why people like it. It's just I am not like Rufus, so I don't fancy that kind of humor. But that's a personal thing. I can see why people enjoy it and just finish the whole Deponia series, but it's just not my thing, right? So I can accept that being like, I don't like it, but that's cool. You know, it's not terrible. No, in a way similar to how like Nina struggles, she doesn't like George Stillbart. She doesn't like the Broken Sword series or Gabriel Knight, but I like it. So it's not that it's terrible, you know, it's just not her thing. Similar vein for Deponia for me. But for this game, it's just like, I don't get what the story is. Because it doesn't make sense to me, and I try to make sense about like the games that I play and the story. But now it's just all over the place. Because you have a whole bunch of townsfolk, just pretty much everyone but that one lady in the store who has a crush on this dude, hates him, doesn't want to do business with him. Even the beggar, the homeless guy, doesn't want to talk to him because apparently he's just that bad. But yet the person who gave the prophecy was not a well-respected person in the kingdom at all. It wasn't like he worked for the seer and he's good at, I mean, he worked for the king and he's a great seer. He's just, you know, just so well respected, you know, and in a high position or high ranking. No, he's just a guy who kidnapped children and did crazy shit and got punished for it. But yet somehow everyone believes in him and his words. His final words, that he has no evidence or proof to back it up. Just somehow he says, oh yeah, before I burn to death, this guy, he's evil. He's gonna kill all of you, ruin the kingdom, yay. And then everyone's like, yeah, I believe him. I believe in the crazy guy who killed and kidnapped all those kids. I believe him. Like, why? Why? That's like me saying like, oh yeah, you know, like if Ted Bundy was still alive and he said something, oh yeah, you know what, that person, you know, that stranger that I don't know about, that random kid, yeah, he's evil, he's gonna kill everybody. You know, he didn't do anything, but he is evil. No proof, no evidence, just that kid minding his own damn business, yeah, he's bad. And then everyone just automatically believing Ted Bundy, and it's like, yeah, that person's gonna be a serial killer without the kid ever doing anything. And then the entire country just hating on that one kid because a serial killer said so. That's how it feels like to me, if you put it in like real life perspective. And I know it's like a fantasy story, but still it's like weird. No, and I would compare it to, say, for example, Avatar, The Last Airbender, because I've been reading a lot of Avatar, The Last Airbender fanfiction. Like, even for Zuko, he was banished by his father, right? You know, he's supposed to be like he done treason, he's bad. But yet, when you look at the story, just because like the Fire Lord said so, and yeah, there are people who's gonna follow the Fire Lord. There's gonna be people who say like, yeah, he's bad. You know, they believe in what the guy said, but not everybody would just automatically do so. They still question it. There's still people like, you know what, maybe not really, because you know the Fire Lord is crazy as shit. He's bad. I don't believe him. Like, you know, just, I mean, just look at Mai and Ty Lee. Like they're technically like, considered to be like nobility or something, like, right, in the Fire Nation, but yet just because Zuko got banished or said that he is terrible doesn't mean they'd automatically just hate on him and want to, you know, it's, I don't know, but this game was just, I don't know how to feel about it. You know, like, and then when I thought the story would pick up, because, you know, whatever, you know, right? It is a small kingdom, small town, which again, like the king's castle is right there, but somehow it's like such a small town. But you know what? It could be a very small kingdom. But you know what? Never mind. Like, yeah, people don't like him in town. Sure, why not? Like, I know that even in real life, if you live in a small town, I mean, they can be very close-minded. It can be, you know, they can be easily believed and stuff. It that happens, right? And yeah, the king obviously being king, obviously he just doesn't automatically believe in this kind of thing. And yeah, it makes sense. And I thought the story would pick up, and then the fairy. I don't know how to feel about this, honestly. I don't. It's like the puzzle with the fairies. I thought initially that, you know, before we knew that she's the fairy, because I thought that you have to summon the fairy, like, from the different realm, so that you know, that's why you need the friends, you need their energy or something, have something magical have to happen, and then the person we are talking to is like the tree spirit, or, you know, tree elemental, whatever, right? It's a tree who somehow has life and can talk. It's a fantasy game, you know, trees can talk. Never, it's fine. But then no, it's this girl talking. So the entire time it's the supposed fairy that's talking to us. Why does she need to see our friend? And the fact that you're a fairy, is it because you have like the radish people that you made and you just somehow need us to make a friend too? Like why? Clearly, if you have these abilities, like, you know, as a fairy and can sense stuff, you would know that the thing we're holding was not real life, right? It's made. It's not. It's not alive. So what? Like, what's the deal with that fairy puzzle? What's like, why would we need to do that if it's have no meaning to it? You could literally just open the door. But no, it's like, and it's not even just like a test of honesty or something, right? If she was not, like, if she said something like, oh, you lied, you know, I'm not meaning, or something, like, if it's a test for your kindness or your honesty, because personally, if it was me, I'll make it so there's a choice. You can lie to the spirit or the fairy, or you can choose to be truthful, right? So it's a test to see what kind of person Geron is. So you can either pass or fail the test. So if you pick something else, she could sense that you're lying, and you can have to do something else to persuade her to open the door for you. No, she's somehow so naive and just, I don't know, just automatically believes in this random dude that showed up in the forest and started talking to him. But what's the point of that friend thing? It's not a test of what kind of person Geron is. It's not. There's no meaning to it, though. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Water.
Do I need a container to bring the water with me? Can we have a container or something? Where?
Why don't you play something for my friends?
Maybe some other time.
Can your friends actually move or what? I don't know, man. I feel like I don't know how to feel about this game. And I didn't know this because I bought this on Twitch, obviously, but I did try to look it up on Steam, and this game is mixed reviews. In fact, there's not a lot of people who bought this game, which I was surprised by. It's a really small number of people who actually played this game. Unlike, say, like, The Night of the Rabbit or something. So maybe I should have looked it up. Oh my god. You hold on here while I try to do stuff.
Get out of there. Such a beautiful snail shell. I'm not going to destroy it.
Oh, fine.
Let's see where this leads me. Well, the prawn shellers of Nostria would laugh at me, but that's still a fishing rod.
Yeah, so apparently in order to bring her out, I need to make a fishing rod. I'm gonna try to, I don't know, play at least 2 hours of it, see how I feel at the end. If I really still hate it though, which I have a feeling I might, I might switch something else. Because I really don't want to, I don't want to do the thing I did with the Blackwell series where I played 4 games for the entire series and I just pretty much was salty for all 4 of them. Now, I know you guys don't mind. Anyone who's watching me, you know, the Peanut Gallery, or anyone on YouTube, if you're still watching my videos, the small amount of people of you who do, you're probably used to my saltiness by now. But I still feel bad when I keep shitting on the game the entire time I'm playing it. Because I want to enjoy it, you know? I want you guys to enjoy it. I don't want it just to keep, like, talking shit. Because I'm not a fan, you know? You know?
What have I built the fishing rod for anyway? Very well, but how do I seal the snail shell now?
Someone said I can cook a meal that seasoning. Hey, salt is seasoning. Eh? They got you there. Salt is seasoning. So you're still using seasoning, yeah? Right? You're still using. You see here? See. This is what I did. You see, even my Switch doesn't like it. Give me a moment. This is a piece of shit. I need to find a new plug or something and make it work. Just ignoring that. Connect, damn it. Okay. Right, wait.
Interesting. The acorn fits on the end of the snail shell like a cork. Now finally I'll attach the leather ribbon so that the fairy won't spill anything.
Okay, I can give this to this girl.
Look what I've made for you.
You've tied Yerka the snail to a leather ribbon.
No, look. The snail shell is filled with water from the fairy gate. Now you can come with me.
Really?
Just try it. Alrighty, let's go.
You have to show me everything. Where do we go first?
We have to go to Andergast.
Is that where you live?
That's one way of expressing it.
Which way? This way.
Wait.
Look, Geron. A magnificent bird.
This plague gets worse and worse. Come, there's the town gate.
I just want to say hello to him.
This unkempt black witch's beast?
Says the ugly, pale-faced pig-eater.
Hello, Raven.
I advise you to avoid the town.
What's he saying?
Two dark figures tiptoe past the gate. They're on the lookout for your fairy friend.
Who says she's a fairy?
I am a fairy.
She's lying. How come you can talk anyway? And how do you know everything?
I once made a big mistake, so the gods punished me by giving me the conscience of a man.
Birds don't make mistakes. Birds just do whatever it is that birds do.
You mean like the crows in this town?
Why don't you regale us with a cheerful tale?
Stay away from him, Nuri. Something's wrong here.
But all creatures have the gift of speech, Geron.
That's not important. Come on. You'll be safe with me and Gwynling.
Oh,
Is the door open?
This is where you live?
Something's wrong here.
Look at this mess.
Is this blood? By the gods, there's somebody here. The fairy. I have to hide her. I've collected enough. Look, Nuri, this is exciting.
Is that a cave?
Yes, wait in there until you see a bright light.
Who's this? Hello. I am Nuri Dari Nelavanda, but Geron calls me Nuri.
I have to find out what's going on here.
you see what I mean about this game being weird? Suddenly the crow can talk. And the only explanation they give, oh, I made a mistake. What the fuck did you do as a bird that the god has to punish you so bad that it gave you a conscience of a man? You were a bird. And obviously they're not going to go into detail about it because it's a minor character. You probably won't see the bird again. But you know, like, wouldn't it be better if you'd be like, oh no, I did something as a human and I was punished to be a bird. You know, kind of like in Sabrina, you know, the original Sabrina, I mean, where Salem was punished to be a cat because he tried to take over the world. Why couldn't he go with that? Why is it like the bird who made a mistake as a bird and then now can suddenly talk like a human? Or you could have come up with a better excuse. It's a magical bird. It can just talk. Deal with it. Why? Why? And obviously something happened.
But then Geron came and gave me the snail shell. Look, there he is.
She's talking to the mice.
You know what? I want to go upstairs. Can I go? I don't want to look at...
By the gods. What happened here? Your eyes. Who did this to you?
The seer. He's back.
Don't move. I'm with you now.
He sent his creatures for me. The fairy. You'll have to... They...
What?
Gwynling. Gwynling, stay with me.
Watch as MC gets blamed. Yeah. You know, at this point is when I think I want to quit. Can I just stop playing? Because, okay, another problem I have this game. Before everything with the fairy, one, the fairy was trapped she was like just at the fountain area. If she doesn't come out, no one knows she's there. And apparently not even the seer. I mean, he's been back for what? For as long as the crows have been flying around? He never found him. Gwynling has all the time in the world. Or at least he could spare like 5-10 minutes, right? To explain everything to Geron. And tell him like, hey, you know, like, we need to find this fairy because Seer's back. Why? Because I have this blah, 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 blah. You know, obviously he's not like a normal person. You know, he could see fairies. He knows the Seer's back. He definitely has an identity there that we don't know about. Why can't he say anything? Oh, right, because the game needs dramatics. So he purposely doesn't say anything. He doesn't, all the time, like, get on his spec growing up with this guy. Because remember, this is his stepfather. It's not just his boss. You know, they're family. Didn't explain shit. Even during all the time where the seer said that he's going to destroy the kingdom. Didn't say anything or whatever during the whole time. Right? He just let stuff happen. And then right before this, he's like, go catch a fairy. Why? Just do it. And obviously, the moment we come back, you know, something happens and he dies. Obviously, Geron's gonna get blamed or something because anything bad happens, Geron is blamed, right? Like, then why? And then now you're dying. Obviously, he's gonna die before he could say the most important stuff. We're gonna at least finish his conversation, though. That might be a cutscene. I don't know.
What did the attackers want from you?
The old fairy scholar. He'll be the next.
Who's the old fairy scholar?
What do they want with the fairy?
He needs her, but
Needs her for what?
mustn't get her.
What did you tell them?
I spit at them with my own blood.
He has guts, at least. He has guts. He's badass, even when he was like being tortured.
What kind of creatures were they?
Creatures of the night. Strangers in a strange world.
What did they look like?
They had pale faces and pointy claws.
Creatures of the night. Yet it is freaking bright out in daytime. That's like saying, oh, it's a vampire, you know, who can only appear at night. But hey, look, it's daytime and the vampire attacked me. Wouldn't it be better if it says creatures of darkness? I don't know. This might be a translation thing. Okay, I will give it that. This might be a translation thing. Okay, maybe it means something different in German. I don't know German. Obviously, I can't play this game in German to be sure, but they could have like had different words for the creatures. Okay, I'm not gonna blame the developers for it. It might be a translation thing. Okay, I'll give that excuse, but I feel like if that's the case, it would be better to say creatures of darkness or creatures of the dark or something, not creatures of the night. It is fucking bright out. It's like sunny. It's like, can you see from the window how bright it is? How is it the creatures of the night? That's not a great explanation.
What fairy scholar?
Ah.
Please don't die. Not now.
He travelled with us back then. 13 years ago. He was the one who sealed the gate to the fairyland.
Where is he now?
It was all in vain.
Where is the fairy scholar?
In the blood barrier at the Red Lake.
Blood barrier at the Red Lake?
The Auckland?
It's too late.
Why do you say it like that? You say the Auckland as if I should know what the Auckland is. I feel like the game does that a lot in this game. It's like they say something expecting the players to know. But I'm sorry, did you not, or did you forget, developers, that I don't know anything about the Dark Eye? Why do you say the Auckland as if I know what kind of place that is?
What will happen with the fairy now?
Can you explain it more to me?
Solution.
What way is that?
You'll have to kill her. It's the only way that seer can...
Oh, right now you tell me I have to become a murderer.
No, I'm not a murderer.
In that case, Andergast will perish.
I can't kill the fairy.
You'll have to do it.
Surely there must be another way.
Don't be a fool. His power is beyond the realm of your imagination.
Gwynling?
There. I can hear them. The black wings.
No, that I think just the people.
No. What am I gonna do now? What am I gonna do? I can't kill the fairy. I'm not going to change my mind again. There must be another way. The fairy scholar. The Red Lake in the blood barrier. The king can deploy his knights there. They'll know how to defeat the seer. I must go to the castle immediately to warn them, and everything will be fine.
There she is! There's the witch! Don't look into her eyes! Witch, take her to the stake to burn!
Oh no, Nuri!
Oh yeah, of course, Nuri.
Geron, your humans are mad at me. I'm afraid that they'll do me harm.
What did you do? I told you to stay in the room.
I got bored, so I took a walk.
So she was fucking stupid.
In the big courtyard, all the animals had been caged. I felt so sorry for them.
So you opened the cages.
Yes, then I stumbled and there was a terrible noise. All of the bowls and...
Why didn't you stay in the cabinet?
I didn't want to do any harm. Ask the raven, he saw it all.
Who the fuck cares about the raven?
How did you get up there anyway?
I can't remember. I was scared of your humans, and the next thing I knew I was up here. But now, I can't get down.
Those are not my humans.
You know what? Screw it. I'm sorry, screw it. I'm just gonna think of it as a donation to Daydell Entertainment. This is fucking stupid. So you telling me the entirety of the game. Well, I respect Geron not wanting to kill another being. Because I respect that. You know, you don't just murder a person, you know. But he brought about the demise of the kingdom and the world because he doesn't want to kill this one person. You know, it's a person after all. I respect that. But then the entire thing started because the fairy was an idiot. And just went out. You do know that, you know, like the person, whenever someone tells you, hey, you stay here for a bit, wait for me, there's a reason to do that. Is she your child? She's stupid is what it is. And that's an insult to a child. She's not a child. Because, let's be perfectly honest here, there are bad kids. There are kids who are very naughty, who don't listen to the parents. Though they exist. But there's those kids who are smart. And good and nice. Like for me, for example, I was a very good kid. Okay, I was very obedient. I didn't do shit. Honestly, I did not. Okay, my sister was a naughtier kid than I am. I was like the nicest kid. And probably also because I'm an introvert, I like to stay at home. I've never really went out. I never did like any kind of crazy shit. I was a nice kid. And when someone like the adult tells me, hey, don't do this, I don't do it. You know, I feel like it's an excuse. Like in a lot of story when they make a character that, oh, someone for another being and they know nothing, that they use it, but they're a kid, they have a childlike mentality. But that's not the case though. Why can't you make it like for once that the child is like smart and they know how to listen? Why is it always that you have to make them so dumb and they do stupid shit? Like for one, I'm just gonna assume that this fairy has lived for a while, right? Because she has been around for a bit. You know, sure, she's been in the forest the entire time, but I'm gonna assume that Geron is not the first human person that she came in contact with. She probably have seen humans, or at least have, even if they didn't directly interact. You know, like would she not know. Like, and also, if she's someone who's so careful, it's like, oh, I can't leave, I can't do this, because that's her thing, right? That she stayed there because she couldn't leave, and then, you know, what why do you automatically just go out and do shit then not expect to have a response for it? So the entire thing started because she was just an idiot who can't stay in the room. Which, we were gone for less than 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Less than that. I mean, our conversation with Gwendolyn was not that long. We talked to him for like what? Less than 3 minutes, maybe? A minute or so? She saw us, or at the very least she would heard us walk up the stairs. Could you not walk up the stairs and find me? Just say, or shout like, hey, get on, I am bored. Are you done yet? Can I go for a walk? No, she just... I don't know. I mean, it's... I never liked characters like that whenever in a story. I feel like you don't have to understand human to act like normal, right? Because I mean, she's a fairy, and apparently there's like fairy gate, and before she came to the human world, because you know the fairy gate is like locked up now because of the fairy scholar who locked it up. She was living in the fairy world. There's definitely people, like fairy people, in the fairy world, right? Even if you never interacted with humans before, you have interacted with other fairies, right? You should probably know that there's a set of rules of what to do and what not to do. Like, I mean, even the fairy world, I don't think that they're just stupid and just do whatever they want. There's obviously some stuff that there's like... I don't know. Maybe it's because the game just... Like I said, everything feels forced at this point. Like, whatever that's going on, it just happens, like, just like that. You know, just immediately. It doesn't ease you into it. No? Like, for example, in The Night of the Rabbit, there is a danger, right? That it builds up. There's something you need to do, something you need to fight. But they don't throw it into me immediately, like, voila, here. Immediately danger out of nowhere. No, they ease into it, so you slowly start to, you know, they tell you, hey, there's something going on, there's a danger, and it builds up. This game was like, okay, suddenly crows, suddenly the king gives you a deadline, 1 day to get rid of it all or you're dead, you know. And then next suddenly fairy, and then suddenly Gwendolyn dies, and then this happens. Like, and also I know this is like supposed to be set in kind of like a medieval time, I suppose. So there's they still do the whole like witch trial thing with burning people at the stake. But for one, the only other case I could talk about in this game, at least, was the seer. But the seer was proven to have done terrible things. He was proven to have hurt people, kids. So that's why he was burned. He was proven to be evil. People saw it happening. So they burned him at the stake as punishment after he was caught, which I don't understand how they did in the first place. But supposedly this one person, I think I remember previously they mentioned one person managing to capture the seer. How did they do it in the first place? If he's known to be so powerful, you know, and has so many like sort of like minions, or as they call it, creatures of the night working for him, how in the world did he get caught in the first place? Because from what I know, the person who caught him, they didn't mention him being a magician or anything with magical powers. He's like a knight, I think. Underworld in a normal human knight. The seer in the first place, if he was that powerful, with all his magical abilities and creatures that work for him. How did he not cause a scene? How did he not, like, I don't know, destroy a lot of people and towns and stuff before he got caught? Well, nothing happened. He just got caught, burned at the stake, that's it. And then, if all this time he wasn't dead, what was he doing? Did he actually get hurt from the fire? Why? He didn't die. He was powerful enough that he could survive death, apparently. So, of all these years, he didn't do anything. He wasn't smart enough to know where this fairy is, or at the very least get true to the fairy, which, let's be honest here, it's not that hard to get true to her. Okay, if the seer was any kind of decent person with a decent amount of intelligence, you could trick this fairy easily into opening a door for you. Not like it was that difficult. Geron managed to do it. He's not a smart ass or anything. He's a normal person. So of all these years after his like burning at the stake, which we know now he's not dead, right? He somehow didn't manage to find a fairy. He wasn't able to trick her into opening the gates or anything. She was living happily in her place. But then Gwynling wants us to find her, despite the fact that at that point no one knows where she is. She was hidden away really well, actually. If everyone just left her alone, nothing would have happened. The seer wouldn't know where to look for him. And Gwynling obviously didn't say anything. Like, he seems to be one of the few people who knows where the fairy is. Could have just kept his mouth shut. I mean, sure, he might still die because of it, but as long as no one talks, she would be safe. But sure, you send him to bring the fairy to you, then what? Which, in retrospect, why did Gwynling want Geron to go find the fairy and bring her back in the first place? What was his initial plan? Because it seems now that Gwynling did not have any kind of special abilities that we know of, because obviously he died. It didn't look like there's much of a fight. Anyways, he's just died. Or at the very least, the developers didn't make it look like the house was in too much of a mess that was a fight. So he was weak enough that he doesn't have abilities to defend himself with. Why did he want to bring the fairy back? What was his plan? Was he tricking his kid Geron into bringing a fairy back just to murder her in front of his face? Was that his plan? But then with the talk that we had with him before he passed away, that wasn't his initial plan. His last resort, as he mentioned, was to kill the fairy because there's no other way to defeat the seer. So before that, before he got attacked and before he came to the conclusion that the only way to stop the seer is to kill the fairy, what was his initial plan? Why did he want us to bring the fairy out when he didn't have a plan? He couldn't defend himself. He doesn't have the magical ability to do so. And at this point, it doesn't seem like he has talked. He wasn't part of any organization, you know, or any, doesn't have any connections to anyone who has the ability to actually protect the fairy. So why did you send Geron to get the fairy in the first place when you don't have the ability to do anything about it? Because either way, it sucks, you know, right? Like, what's the deal? You don't have a plan. You're unable to protect the fairy. That's weakness of how easily he got killed. So why do you send Geron to get the fairy? You couldn't send him to the fairy scholar. You could have sent him to have any connections with your other friends who could actually do something about it before you let Geron go to look for the fairy. Because so long as Geron doesn't go look for the fairy, she's in the tree, and since it's been so long since the seer have been around, obviously he wasn't dead during this entire time. He never found the fairy, right? He attacked Gwynling because he wanted to know where the fairy is, obviously. So long as Geron doesn't bring the fairy out, she's safe. the seer wouldn't know where she is. Yet, Gwynling does not have a plan. He isn't able to protect her or himself. And then he just sends his stepkid to go and grab the fairy and bring her back. Without a plan. The other reason would be that his plan was to just trick the kid into bringing the fairy back without telling him anything. And then what? Kill the fairy in front of Geron. Or even if he managed to trick Geron into leaving the fairy with him, having him leave to go on an errand or something, and then kill her, Geron would still come back and know that the fairy died when she disappeared. You know, he's gonna find out anyway. Then what? He's just gonna be okay with it? He's just... What's his Gwynling's reasoning behind that then? Just tricking your kid, who already is seen by the entire town as someone who would bring about doom, with pretty much the entire town hating on him. You're gonna make him into an accomplice of murder? And obviously there's Nuri, who they're going through the stereotypical route of her being just so naive, doesn't know human rules, so she does all these crazy things to build up to dramatics. Again, stereotypical cliche trope in a lot of stories, not just for point and clicks, in terms of like creatures like that. Which I mentioned earlier, never liked it. I never liked tropes like that where the character, just because they're not from the human world, from a different world, somehow they're just so naive, they're dumb. I never liked it. Okay, there's definitely more better writing than just making a character so dumb and explaining it away as, oh yeah, they're not human, so that's why. But I mean, she's smart enough to talk and everything, and understand the animals and stuff. You would think that she could just, like, even if the villagers don't like her, you could have, like, them talk to her, you know, like just, I don't know, come up with a better storyline. But no, they went with this route, and I don't know. Like I said, the whole thing feels forced. It isn't as smooth as like the Night of the Rabbit or the Whispered World or even Deponia. Which again, like I said before many times, it's not even like a game that I really liked or enjoyed. I played it, but it's like not my favorite or anything. But even that one has a story that flows better than this one. You know, it's... Yeah, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do this. Like, after playing Blackwell series and just wasting my time playing 4 games I end up not liking, I learned my lesson to, if I really don't like a game, then screw it. You know, I don't waste my time. I'm getting older, okay? I'm not a young kid anymore. If I was younger as a kid, I would have just used the walkthrough and just played through the whole thing to the end. But as an adult, if there's really a game that I don't like, I feel like it's... I'll stop. I don't force it at this point. I don't have that much time left. I know that's like a bleak thing to say, right? But it's like, forget it. You know, really forget it. I mean, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll still post this video up on my channel, just in case anyone watches this and decide that maybe they'll like to try it out for themselves. You know, you may not mind it as much as me, which again, it's a personal preference here that I don't like the storyline. Some people may be okay with it, but it's just not my thing. Because, I mean, the art is great. I mean, it's detailed entertainment. No matter how much I hate the game, the art's pretty good. When there's music, though, it's nice, but so far in this game, there's a lack of music. The only time there's really music was when the other guy was playing in the town square. Other than that, there's not much music or anything. Character-wise, I don't really like or fancy any of the characters. Again, it's like, because this game just drops you into the story, you know, it just starts off immediately without explaining things better. It's very vague in everything at this point, you know. They don't really go much into explanation or anything. They just give you a premise and then that's it. You don't get more details. It's just trying to move the story along as quickly as possible, I feel. I'm not a huge fan of that, actually, myself. So I might change the game. You guys want me to play another game tonight, or do you guys want to do it tomorrow? Because I've installed Suho Shin, you know, the Korean visual novel game, the one that's set in ancient Korea, the mystery one. I mean, the reviews has said that there's an incompetent detective, but I mean, we could play that. With how salty you're probably tomorrow. Yeah, I want to stream more, but if you're going with Suho Shin though, because that's like the only game I've installed at this point on my computer, I might want to take a break and calm myself down, because I might bring my salty feelings over to that game, and it might affect my feelings for it. I'm gonna close out this game first though. Hold on. I'm just gonna, you know what? For those of you watching YouTube, I'm just gonna end the video here. You'll still see this on my channel. I'm not gonna play more of this game, but I'll keep it up just in case you guys feel like glimpsing at it. You know, you want to try it for yourself. You'll have the video up. But that will be it for this playthrough of this series. Okay? But yeah, that's it for this video on YouTube. For those of you who are watching, I'll see you all again in the next video. Until then, take care.